Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I am starting out this performance look by just priming with milk of magnesia, and this will keep my oil at bay. Since we're doing drag, I want it to stay on all day. By the way, let me know what you think of this voiceover. Yeah, just something I'm trying out. So now I'm going in with the Hourglass Stick Foundation in the shade Alabaster because, let's be honest, I'm as pale as a ghost. So I'm just buffing that in with my F80 Kabuki brush, and I will go in with a lighter stick foundation just to even out the highlight. See the difference there? And then I'm just going over my forehead until I forgot to do my brows, so I forgot to glue my brows down, so I'm just doing that now. And as I mentioned, I'm now going in with a lighter stick foundation. This is the Krylon TV paint stick in the shade 460, and that's just to highlight in all of the areas that are not previously highlighted. And I am going back in with that original foundation just to even out the highlight. And I'm just putting a stripe right down the nose to prepare for the contour that's going to come later. And I'm using it to highlight my under eyes, but I don't really like it for the under eyes because it accentuates my fine lines, but the Urban Decay not the foundation, the concealer is great for that. So now I'm going in with the Ben Nye Super White powder just to put that over my brows, and I will go back in later and use that to highlight all the highlighted areas. So I'm just going over the brows with the same stick foundation, the Krylon stick foundation, so they're completely blocked out. Although this wasn't enough for my liking, so I do go in with the Ben Nye Clown White just to make sure those brows are completely blocked out, because I have really dark brown brow hairs. So I originally wanted to do this look for a burlesque performance just past, but I didn't have the eyeshadows, so this is what I was hoping to do for the night. The look was a little different, but it was kind of similar, so it'll serve the same purpose. So again, I'm going in with the Ben Nye Super White just to set that clown white, just to make sure that brow is completely blocked out, and it will act as a underbrow highlight. So I'm just going in with a different brush just so it applies easier. And again, I'm going in with that super white and just setting all the areas that I highlighted. And then I'm going in with the RCMA No Color powder just to set the rest of my face. And I really like this powder because, yeah, it works for my oily skin, and yeah, it works for drag foundation. By the way, that is the completely wrong brush. I should be using a powder puff. And note to self, wet your beauty blender before you start your tutorials. And here I go, getting my powder puff. Yay, let's move on to powder puffing. Beat that mug. So I'm just using the same RCMA No Color powder, and I find that it has a little bit of color but not too much, so that it's not overwhelming like the Super White. And then I'm going and brushing all that powder away just so I don't look like a cakey mess. Then I'm going in with my Anastasia contour kit, and this is in the shade light to medium, and I'll just be sculpting under the cheekbones. I won't be doing my forehead because I'll be wearing a wig with bangs. And here comes the hard part, nose contour. I'm going to be honest with you guys, I'm not really good at nose contour, but yeah, I try my best. Plus, makeup isn't really about rules, right? So now I'm moving on to brows, and I'm using the Anastasia Brow Definer in Ebony. Pretty much all of the brow products I'll be using are in Ebony, just because I like everything to be nice and dark. So yeah, I'm just shaping out my brows, and I take inspiration from Violet Chachki because she likes to draw her brows on really high, so I'll take my advice from the best, in my opinion. So now I'm going in with the Anastasia Brow Powder in the shade Ebony, and I'm going in with the darker shade just to fill in the outline, but I will go in with the lighter shade just to add it on to my real hairs, just to add a little bit of ombre into the brow, because that seems to be popular these days. So yep, just filling in the brow. Oh girl, look at that contour. So now I'm going with the Ben Nye Clown White just to further highlight under my eyebrows, my new eyebrows, and just to clean up underneath them, just so there's no stray lines anywhere. And then I'll go back in with the Ben Nye Super White just to set that. And then I'm going in with the Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade in the shade Ebony just to even up them brows, because I drew one higher than the other, so I want to get them kind of symmetrical. Although brows aren't supposed to be sisters, not twins, although mine are looking more like cousins at this point in time. So yeah, just further defining those brows and getting them more on the sister level. So now I'm using the Maybelline Colour Tattoo in Barely Branded just to prime my eyes. I find that this does the job, but I don't like it as much as my Too Faced Shadow Insurance. I find that works a lot better with my oily lids, but this did the job, so I'm just using that for now. Just looking for my eyeliner. Here it is. So now I'm using the Kat Von D Tattoo Liner in Trooper, and I really like the felt tip applicator on this eyeliner just because it's easier to apply and it works pretty good. It's one of my favorites aside from the Benefit They're Real mascara, not the mascara, the eyeliner, because with my oily lids my eyeliners tend to bleed. So I found that those two tend not to bleed, so that's good. And then I'll use the Makeup Geek Mercury shadow just to run a transition colour into the crease. So you can just see me applying that. And then I'll go in with Makeup Geek Prom Night just to add further definition to the crease. And then I'll go in with Makeup Geek Corrupt, which is the blackest shadow I own, which is nice, and it works for me. And then I'm going to go in with the Glitter Injection Black Glitter, and I'm drawing a blank on what the name is called, but I'll definitely leave it in the description box down below for you guys. I'm going to be honest, I was expecting a lot more out of these glitter liners. Don't get me wrong, they're absolutely beautiful once they're on, but yeah, I had a lot of trouble getting it onto my lid and staying there. Plus it wasn't really creamy enough for my liking, so I did have to spray my MAC 242 brush with a little bit of MAC Fix Plus. And then I'll go in with some Makeup Geek Lightyear glitter, and I've got to say it's absolutely beautiful, but again it transfers onto my hooded lid. Maybe that's just me. So yeah, definitely for my hooded eyed peoples out there, definitely something to keep in mind. and I'm just adding that on just to create a little bit of definition in the otherwise black lid. So now I'm going in with that same Anastasia brow powder just to blend a little bit into the crease, just so it's not so harsh. And for this particular performance, I was told to, basically have a really dark, dramatic, smoky eye. So that's what I'm doing. Hey, other eye's done. So now I'm moving on to my under eye. And I didn't really know what to call it, but I'm just using my Kat Von D tattoo liner just to define the under eyes. And then I'll go back in with that same brow definer by Anastasia, and I'm using the lighter powder just to smoke it out, and then I'll go in with the darker shade. And for day-to-day looks, I tend not to go so intense on the lower lash line, that's what it's called. But because we are doing drag, I will go a lot more dramatic, because I can. So now I'm going in with my NARS Orgasm blush just to add a little bit of color to these pale ass cheeks. And I was using a Real Techniques brush, but I go in with my favorite H&M brush just to apply a little bit more pigment. And I'm actually going in with these two highlighters. I'm first using the Sleek Solstice palette just with the vanilla shade, and I've found that that one isn't blinding enough for me, so I will go over with the Midas Touch palette, and I'm using the white silvery shade, and I've found that tends to work for me. And then I'm giving my lashes a quick coat of mascara. Doesn't matter which mascara you use. So now I'm going in with false lashes, and I'm going to be honest, I am pretty damn crap at applying false lashes. These are literally the only pair of lashes I own. I know, call me crazy, but I tend to stick with my own lashes just because they're long enough as it is, and I don't feel the need to wear false lashes. But because we are doing drag and the consensus is that I should wear 301s, that's what I'm doing. Yep, struggling with those lashes. Hey, they're both on! I apologize for the right wonky one, but I'm crap at applying lashes. So now I'm going in with the Jeffree Star Red Rum liquid lipstick. It's my baby. And instead of using a lip liner, I'm just going to go in with a brush and outline the shape of my lips with the same lipstick. Just because I've found that the lip liners I own aren't as intense or as dark as Red Rum. So I'm just using Red Rum with a brush to outline the shape of my lips. And then I'm giving it an extra coat, and that's the end of the tutorial. I'm just going to pop on the wig, and I hope to see you next time. Please like, follow, and subscribe, and stay amazing.